It is 10 a.m. on January 1st. You promised yourself this time things would be different. This year, you're finally going to achieve your goals, find freedom, and make something meaningful out of your life. You sit down at your desk, coffee in hand, laptop open, ready to work on that big project, or so you think. Fast forward 3 hours and 25 TikToks later, and nothing's been done. Zero progress. The reality is, most people want to accomplish something, but they never will. Most people say they'll get healthier or start their dream business, but it doesn't happen. Why? Their minds are cluttered, and if your mind is a mess, then so is your ability to focus. If you want to make progress in life, you need laser focus. You need to focus on one thing for an extended period, whether it's hours, days, or weeks. But with a mind full of distractions, how do you expect to do that? Let's talk about how to clear your mind. Focus is crucial, but what does it really mean? Focus is all about directing your complete attention to one task. When you're distracted, your mind is juggling too many things at once. These days, we are struggling with distraction. We cannot seem to do anything without checking our phones, watching videos, or scrolling through social media. I wouldn't be surprised if you've already checked your notifications while watching this video. Every time you do that, you're training your brain to need more distractions. So how can you expect to stay focused if your brain is constantly seeking stimulation? Here's one way to break the cycle. Turn off your phone. Yes, seriously, turn it off and leave it in another room for at least 12 hours. You'll soon realize you're not really addicted to your phone, you're addicted to the constant distractions. If you don't stop feeding this habit, none of your goals will come to life. To help you, try this 30-day experiment. Divide each day into 60-minute blocks and write down exactly what you do in each block. At the end of the month, you'll have a clear picture of how much time you're wasting on distractions. Once you see the data, cut out the unproductive activities. It may sound simple, but you'll be surprised by how much time you'll gain. One of the main reasons people don't achieve their goals is because they don't know what they really want. If you're unclear about what you want, how can you figure out what to do? And if you don't know what to do, you end up stuck in a cycle of confusion. This is where most people remain for years, spinning their wheels, unsure of how to make real progress. This stage is called the limbo zone. You want to do something meaningful but have no idea what it is or how to start. You feel overwhelmed and unsure of where to begin, so you end up doing nothing. To break free from this, you need to get into the flow. The flow is a mental state where you're so absorbed in a task that time seems to disappear. Athletes, artists, and successful entrepreneurs all operate in this state. It's the sweet spot where you're highly focused and productive. You've probably experienced it before, maybe while working on something you love or playing a game where you lose track of time. Imagine living in that state all the time. To get there, you need to start by figuring out what you really want. Don't overthink it. Sit down, clear your mind, and be honest with yourself. Once you know what you want, break your goal into manageable steps. As long as you take action every day, you'll stay in the flow and move closer to your goals. The flow is all about staying focused, knowing what you want, and taking steady, consistent action. We are all part of a daily routine. You wake up, go about your day, sleep, and do it all again. This routine depends on inputs like the food you eat, how much you sleep, and the habits you maintain. These inputs directly affect your outputs or how you perform throughout the day. If you only get 4 hours of sleep, you know tomorrow isn't going to be your best day. So why do so many of us ignore our diets? You probably experienced it, reading something but not absorbing it because your mind feels foggy. That's your diet affecting your brain. When you eat poorly, your brain doesn't function well. And if you expect to build something amazing with the brain that's running on unhealthy fuel, you're in for a tough time. If you want better results, start by improving what you put in your body. It's easy to dismiss, but trust me, once you start feeding yourself better food and getting proper rest, you'll notice a huge difference. Your brain will be clearer and tasks that used to feel overwhelming will become easier to handle. With the right inputs, you'll get the right outputs and your brain will become much sharper and more focused. By making these simple changes, you'll be in a better position to reach your goals and finally your brain.